So hey everybody, yesterday we went ahead and we reviewed the first two Die Hard movies, which is just plain and simply Die Hard and Die Hard 2. And today we're going to be looking at the final three in this five-part series, starting off with Die Hard 3, or more formally known as Die Hard with a Vengeance. Released on May 19th of 1995 and with John McTiernan back to direct, Die Hard with a Vengeance follows all these bombings that are going on in New York City, who are being orchestrated by this man known as Simon. And he's playing this sinister game of Simon Says. While, of course, he won't comply unless John McClane is the one who does all the tasks that are needed to be done by Simon. And well, unfortunately, Bruce Willis has to team up with your boy, Samuel L. Jackson, who plays Zeus. And they team up to take down these bombs. But unfortunately, the bombs are just a distraction for what's really going on. And the criminals are about to pull off the biggest bank heist in history. Okay, so as I have said before multiple times in different videos, the third movie is usually the worst in a particular series or the beginning of the downfall of that series. Is that true for Die Hard with a Vengeance? No. I say that it is debatably, though personally I like the original Die Hard more, Die Hard with a Vengeance is debatably the best. Once again, Samuel L. Jackson plays this man known as Zeus, and yes, his name is Zeus, but he's not the actual guy. He is extremely entertaining to watch, and his chemistry with Bruce Willis's John McClane is extremely fun and interesting to watch, given the fact that Zeus has a bit of a prejudice towards Bruce Willis's character. And then we have Jeremy Irons, who plays the villain called Simon. He is sinister. He is easily one of the best villains, if not the best villain in the Die Hard series. I absolutely love the characters in this movie. I really love them. Zeus by Samuel L. Jackson is just absolutely, he is so entertaining to watch. And Jeremy Irons, who plays Simon, he's a great villain that is close. He's like a close second to Hans Gruber from the first movie. But not only do we have good characters, we have great action that is exploding with excitement and is always heart-pounding and just extremely fun to watch. So normally with the third movie in the series, or with any sequel, normally, since because of the fact it's not going to be good as the first movie, you would rate it a little bit lower. Today's not that case. I love Die Hard 3. I believe Die Hard 3 is one of the best sequels to an action movie ever. I'm going to give Die Hard with a Vengeance 10 out of 10. So, with how much I actually love Die Hard 3, you would probably expect that audiences back in 1995 when the movie came out also loved it as well. But surprisingly, that's not the case. Die Hard 3 sits at a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes. A 51%! It's stupid. It really is. And because of the fact that it sits at that 51%, the company didn't take it. They didn't think it was that hot of a success. So it took them 12 years before we got the fourth one. And did the fourth one live up to the hype? Well, before we get into that, let's talk about the specifics. Released on June 22nd of the year 2007 and directed by John Weissman, Live Free or Die Hard follows John McClane, who has fixed his life up pretty good and has become a routine cop. He is tasked with hunting down and arresting this hacker, but when an attempt is made on their life, John is sucked into this ordeal with this hacker, who vows a revenge against the U.S. for something that happened to him. And since because John McClane gets in the way, he takes John McClane's daughter, and then John McClane vows a vendetta to take down the hacker. So, let's get this right out the bat. I love the story in this movie. It's new and original. And that's what I was talking about. That's why Die Hard 2, I don't necessarily think it's that great of a movie. And it's because of the fact it felt like a retread. With Die Hard 3, though it kind of is sort of the same idea, terrorists try to steal some valuable things, and John McClane's the only one who could stop it, and of course the police get involved, and the police may get in the way or whatever. But I'm happy to say that with Die Hard 4, it is a completely original idea with the idea of hackers in basically cyber terrorism, which it was a big fear during like the mid 2000s. And that's why I like Die Hard 4 just as much as I do pretty much the other, like the first and fourth movie. Though I don't think it's a 10 out of 10. I will get into why it's not a 10 out of 10 for me. But let's talk about why I like it so much outside of just the story. The characters are great. The dynamic between Matt and John McClane is absolutely perfect. And then we have the villain, who is cold, and we understand where he's coming from, but he's just as brutal at the same time. With great characters, the positives just keep getting better. Because, in my opinion, though with the original Die Hard, with how adrenaline, with how much adrenaline it evokes out of the audience, and with how much, how intense the action is in the first movie, I gotta admit, when it comes down to how the things are shot and how technically good it is, I think the fourth movie has the best action out of the entire series. The action is fantastic. Just like this image, though it's fake because the hackers created it to fool the cops, the action is fantastic, filled with explosions and heart-pounding scenery that just exhilarates you every time you watch it. And then how the villain is taken down is so awesome and badass that I love it. And right now, with how much I love the story, and with how the characters are good, and with how and how I absolutely love the action in this movie, for some reason, I don't necessarily think it's as great as the rest. For some reason, this doesn't feel like the rest. I say that this feels more like a straightforward action movie, more so than a Die Hard movie. But I'm not saying it's a bad movie. This is a great movie. A very great movie. I'm going to give Live Free or Die Hard a 9 out of 10. Usually the third one's the worst in the series. But today, baby, that's not the case. The worst one in this series is definitely A Good Day to Die Hard. Released on February 14th of the year 2013 and directed by John Moore, A Good Day to Die Hard follows John McClane, who travels to Moscow, Russia to visit his son. Unfortunately, his son is a CIA agent, and he is tasked with protecting this man from the Russian mob. And John McClane decides to team up with his kid. Yep, that's about it. So let me just say this. Die Hard 5 is a colossal disappointment to action movie lovers and even Die Hard fans. Die Hard fans of the Die Hard series, it's a downer for. And, well, comes down to one reason. And it's the fact that there are no good characters in A Good Day to Die Hard. Jai Courtney as John McClane's son is the bland, father-hating son trope that we've seen a million times, and the villain is laughably bad. He sucks. And speaking about villains, let's talk about the mobster. He sucks. Every single villain has a trait about them, but this man's trait is to go ahead and start tap dancing while eating a carrot. Yes, that carrot right there in front of you, in his hand, plain as day. And even John McClane sucks. He, instead of being a lovable asshole like he was in the rest of the movies, in this movie he actually is an asshole. He punches a guy, steals his car, and then runs over a whole bunch of other civilians trying to get to the bad guys. I guess the one thing I can say about this movie is that the car chase scene in this movie is okay, but this movie doesn't feel like a Die Hard movie. And it comes down to the fact that none of the characters are likable. The story sucks because John McClane has nothing to do with it. He serves nothing. He's not the one that stops the bad guy at the end. He... What else is there? The villain is not laughably bad, but frustratingly bad. But because of that car chase, that was good. This movie doesn't exactly get a 0 or a 1 out of 10, but I think A Good Day to Die Hard, I think that today is a good day for this movie to shut up and die. I'm going to give A Good Day to Die Hard a 2 out of 10. And well, there you have it. We just went ahead and reviewed all 5 of the Die Hard movies. And I gotta say, just one last thing. This disc that I got, the set of 5 by Blu-ray, I love it. It comes with all 5 of them on. It comes with all 5 of them on Blu-ray, obviously, in this very nice set. And I like the fact that given the fact that it's Blu-ray, you always get like these things here that will allow you to download them onto a different tablets and computers and all that. And I gotta say, this is a really good collection. So for those who want to have the Die Hard collection on Blu-ray or on, this is for you. This is for you. But if you don't want to have a Good Day to Die Hard, well, you're gonna have to look somewhere else. So overall, the Die Hard series is debatably the best action series ever. It is the most consistently good, save for the 5th movie. And the action stays fluent. The characters are mostly good. Most of the characters are very good and memorable. And this is an American icon that deserves to be recognized. So there you go. Tomorrow, I'll be back and I will be reviewing the Terminator series. Mainly Terminator 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to have plenty of fun. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a good day, evening, night, afternoon, dusk, dawn. There's no other term I can think of. And I'll see you next time.